Hello again. I'm back in the garage. There's been some progress with the head that I sent to the UK. Andy stripped it, he's had a look at it. It's all good, but it needs bits sorting out and fixing. But what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description for he's done a video of stripping it down. So it's quite interesting as to what's happened and why it's done it. So what I'm doing now is, because there's not a lot I can do, I'm taking the piston out. I've just given it a clean so I can write the number on. I'm taking, this is the one that had the clean bit on the valve anyway, because that's where the valve cuts out. But no damage there, that's fine, that is. What Andy said is we need to find a code number on the piston. He said there might be one on the crown. So that's why I've cleaned it up, but there's nothing on it. There's numbers underneath, but he said that's not the number he needs. So I'm gonna pop it out, have a look at the big end shells, and that means nothing to me. I'll take a picture and send it to Andy. Andy's been really good. He said he's offered to fly back to Jersey with Shauno to build the engine up and stick it back in the car for me, that's above and beyond, isn't it? That's a lot to do, and that's a lot to ask for. So I was going to go over and pick up the head. I've got family over in England, so I was going to pop over and see them, pick up the heads, bring it back, stick it in. So what was suggested was if I take the bottom end over with all the bits, the pump and everything, take it to Andy's, he'll build the head up, that'll be done, put new shells on it, new rings, hone the block, give it a once over and make sure there's nothing untoward, stick it all back together again, time it up, and then I can bring it back and just put it back in the car. So that's, at least I know it'll all be done right. And Andy, he does it every day, so he's just does it with his eyes closed. Whereas I take ages, think about it, check it, take ages on it again and carry on checking it. It just takes me forever to do it. Right, and plus I presume the head is going to need shimming, but because it's going to have new valves in it, new springs. But watch his video because it explains all what's happened and what's gone wrong with it. So I'm going to carry on. I'll get this piston out. I'm quite intrigued just to see what the bearings look like. So I'll whip it out and we can have a look. Right, I've got the two bolts out. That was the easy bit. And there is movement from side to side. Near it. But how do I get them off? I don't know. I've been trying to pull them with my fingers. Apparently you can tap them, but I don't want to risk anything. I don't do any damage. It's just like getting the piston out. I was thinking if I tap the piston down, this is going to stay where it is, and the bottom half will go off. But I'm not doing anything until I find out what I'm supposed to do. So I think I will leave that and I will investigate in the car why the heat screen didn't work. The light came on, but there was just no power going to it. I've got a feeling it might be a soldered joint somewhere, but you never know. The car is filthy. I can't clean it because it's got no engine in it. I'd have to push it out, and I've got all the oil pump and everything underneath it. Right, let's have a go at seeing where the wires go to for the heated screen. Right, that's the power for the heated screen, which comes along and goes there. There, it goes that way. And there's another cable over there. Right over the other end screen. That's a relay over there. So I'm guessing it goes from the switch to the relay to the screen. And it's probably got a fuse in it as well. So what I need to do is see if I'm getting power through to here. I've got 12 volts. But whilst I'm in here, I just thought I'd have a quick browse. This is the earths. Oops. There's lots of earths there. Yeah. A lot of them look like they're soldered on. That one looks like there's not a lot left of it holding on. So, yeah, that would be relatively easy to get all them off and put new joints on. Can't see if they're soldered. Anyway, I'm not at the moment. I think it's going to need doing because, well, it all depends what the screen is. Everything else seemed to work. We lost the horn. But that was the horn. The pump was still running. It was just the pipe came off it. I think the windscreen washers still work. But I don't think there's anything else that didn't work. So it has been a reliable car, but obviously it gets to a point where if you've got soldered joints everywhere, there's potential that they could cause problems. I mean, a lot of the joints are just normal crimps that haven't been soldered, so they're fine now. And I presume these are all pinned into the relays, so they won't be soldered. So it's bits that have been stuck on afterwards. All these connectors here, none of them have been soldered. So I don't think it's going to be too much. I think it'll just be the earths. Anything that's got a ring on it. So most of those, I suppose, because they're all going to power bolts and earth bolts. Right. I'm trying to think if I can put the ignition on. I don't see why not. As long as the fuel pumps aren't on. Let's see if we've got 12 volts. I know the buzzer's going to be deafening, isn't it? It's quite late. I'll give it a go. Right, we're getting 12 volts there. So I used the screen at the hill climb because it was raining, and there were so many lines that weren't clearing. It did eventually when the heat got right through the screen, but it took ages. So I think it's probably going to be a new screen. But Jersey, nightmare trying to get a screen over here or sent over here. Right, so I'll have to look into that. Next rally is December the 7th. So last time we went it was ice. So we're going to need some heat, but fortunately the car does get very hot. Right, so I won't worry about the wiring for that then. I'm going to put it back together again because I'm not good with things in pieces, and I've got bits everywhere for this. So I'll put this back. I'll speak to Andy about the big end cap. He'll probably say just give it a tap or whatever. I don't know, but I'm not doing anything without finding out what you do. And then we can have a look at the big end bearings. Right, I've popped the piston out. The way I did it was I loosened the bolts that were holding the cap together with just a small gap between, so the bolt was most of the way in, and I just gently tapped it until it pushed the two parts apart. It was the dowels that were holding it together, so I was Andy told me what to do. Right, so I've got no idea what that's like. Oh look, yeah, I'd say that's got a bit of wear in it because it's, I don't know. And that one, yeah, I don't know. Is that worn? Possibly. Anyway, the reason I got it out was to try and find a number on the piston so we can identify what it is and get some new rings for it. But I can't find any piston markings on it. I'd have a better look. I'll get the torch on it and see if that helps. Right, I've done a list of all the parts I need. We're going pistons, valves, springs, retainers, buckets, bearings, gaskets, the full hit. We're going to do a full rebuild on the engine, which is brilliant because last time it was rebuilt was about 10 years ago. So if we're getting another 10 years out of it, that'd be amazing. I do like the engine. Andy's brilliant. So I'm so glad that he's offered to help me out. So thanks, Andy. I'm really chuffed. I'm going to get all the bits sent to me, and then I'm going to take the bottom end, put it in the back of the car, my road car, not the rally car, and all the bits, and take it up to Andy, and then spending a day or two there, or whatever it takes to get it all built up. Then I can bring it back, put it back in the car. We've got a rally beginning of December, so I've got another car I can use, but I'd like to use the Escort. So fingers crossed, hopefully it'll all go to plan. And next video will probably be at Andy's, where we're putting it together. Well, when I say we, I'll be making tea. Andy will be putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.